Hey, Scott, ROCKFILE back with another podcast review, going to talk about the 2016 film Hush in its 4K edition. This is a Mike Flanagan movie I never saw, and honestly, until after I saw it, I didn't know it was a Netflix movie. I don't think it was such filmed as one, but they bought the rights, they distributed it, got a tiny theatrical release, and then eventually a release on Netflix. There is a new Shout Factory edition that came out. Well, it's not new. It came out last November, but upcoming is a new steelbook of it. Shout Factory, the movie, kind of a boutique label, has a history of releasing a 4K of a movie you've always wanted, and then about 6 months to a year later, releasing a steelbook of it. Same discs, and charging more for that, which most people would rather have that first. A lot of movie companies figured out, do the steelbook first, do it limited edition, and then do the regular version later, but I guess double dipping has kind of become their thing. I don't criticize them for it. I wait. I didn't pick up this movie when it first came out because I wanted to see it. I figured they'd do a steelbook at some point. But recently, steelbook pre-orders went up, and it's kind of a lame steelbook, to be honest with you. It's all black with a design. I don't know. And it cost twice. And then they put the regular version on sale because, well, they want you to pre-order the steelbook. So I could pick up the regular version, and it's a 4-disc set, people, for $20 instead of paying $40 to $45 for the steelbook. What am I going to do here? Especially on a movie I haven't seen before. Big Mike Flanagan fan. I think he's one of the better things to come along in the horror genre. I think Midnight Mass and a couple other things are true classics. Some of his stuff doesn't always, at times I think he almost gets too Stephen King with it, so to speak. He'll spend way more time on a character or even a scene than sometimes I would like to get back to the horror or the tension or whatever. This is a masterclass in tension. This is take a small budget, take a good story, take some good actors, and just turn up the tension for 81 minutes. It's a very short film. Like I said, I did not know that this was a Netflix film, or at least it was originally released. Stars a woman who is a deaf mute. She actually co-wrote the movie with the director. Her name is Kate Siegel. And she plays an author who is deaf mute and has moved out to the country to be alone and have some privacy. City's too loud, she says, in one of her chats that she has. The movie is incredibly well made. It's well shot, the cinematography, the music, the acting, all of it. And I wound up disappointed with it. It's at 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, so most people love this movie. And as I did more research after seeing, because I didn't want to know anything about it, as I did more research after, it's a pretty well-respected movie. It's been remade twice in Hindi language, which I found quite interesting, by the same director even. So it's a good story, and it's something you can do on a minimal budget. It is basically a woman trapped in a house. She can't speak or hear, and someone's trying to kill her. A mass killer has already killed her friend and now wants to kill her. You don't know much about him in the beginning, and here's what disappointed me about the movie, and I mentioned this in a previous review recently. I have a problem when the main characters don't do enough to save themselves. She literally spends half the movie watching what the killer's doing through the windows of her house. She's not boarding things up. She's not reinforcing doors. She's not finding weapons, setting traps. She literally spends half the film looking out the windows. That's all she's doing. And I understand the first time they have a confrontation, she loses it. It's just overwhelming, and I get that. But she has a couple, 3 of those before she ever starts putting things together, grabbing a weapon, doing anything logical. Again, this helps build the tension because she can't speak and because she can't hear, we're supposed to believe that she's really kind of helpless in this situation. But as we find out later, she's not. And they really telegraph a lot of the stuff they're going to use at the end. Early on in the movie, I went, she just put that down. That's going to be useful later. And that was just put down with the battery taken out of it. That's going to be useful later. And they all were at the end of the film. I don't think it's a bad film at all. Like I said in the beginning, I think it's an incredibly well-made movie. And if you like movies of people in peril, one-on-one, somebody trapped in a house and somebody outside, it's a masterclass in that. It is so really well done, but it's hard for me to separate the logic of she just watched him do things, just watched him make plans to kill her. And when he, not to give any spoilers away, but when he finally does try to break in the house, it turns out that the windows are shatterproof. He's really having a hard time. He will eventually get through them, but the movie does some wonderful things. How it establishes her being deaf mute in the beginning shows her making dinner, but then it shows her doing the same thing as what she hears, and it's kind of just a muffled hum. There's several points in the movie where, well, she early on says she's got a voice that talks to her when she writes these novels. Now, she writes a novel and becomes successful because of Midnight Mass. So that's why he made the miniseries for Netflix and why the same actress stars in that. It's a universe within a universe kind of story, or a story within a story universe. But this movie is a very simple story. Dude with a crossbow and a mask is trying to kill this woman for whatever reason. At one point, I guess he's reading back a text from the boyfriend to prove he's got the phone, but says something about, you just need to come back with me. And that kind of confused me, because I'm like, did they know each other before? And one of the biggest other problems I have, other than she doesn't do enough to protect herself until the last 10, 15 minutes of the movie, is once the killer is revealed, it removes most of the tension. Michael Myers, who I recently rewatched in Halloween, never removes the mask, and that it makes it impersonal, but he was playing the Shape. It was an unstoppable force. This is a dude with a very, creepy looking mask who, when he takes it off, he's not creepy looking, and he's kind of mush-mouthed and just kind of not real bright, or at least doesn't come off that way. And I don't know. That, for me, I'm like, well, if it's just between her and him, she's smarter. She'll win eventually. But things do play out logically within the framework of the story. I just have a problem that we have a main character who didn't do enough to protect herself, to do enough to fight back, until time after time she lost and finally came to her senses and said, I got to do this and do that. And she did some really smart things all in a row. It's like all of a sudden, boom, not that she became a superhero, but she finally, had enough. For me, I would have had enough after the first time that the dude almost killed me. I would have started at that point doing anything I can to barricade the house and come up with a weapon. And this is playing through my mind through the whole movie. But again, incredibly well made. And if you can buy that part of it, I'm a dude and I'm older, so obviously I can't put myself in the helpless situation that she probably found herself in. But she turns out to be a pretty tough cookie, does really well with what she has to do. And like I said, the movie is so well made, and it has a very good ending. Now, another reason why I picked up this edition from Shout Factory, not only is it the first time it's been released on home video, you get a 4K of the film. It's got some good extras on it. The movie looks and sounds great. It is in 4K native with HDR10. We also have Dolby Atmos. Fantastic, really nice sound design. You also get the Blu-ray of that. The other two discs are the black and white Shush version that we've never seen before. I have not watched that yet. It has a completely different sound mix as well. When he originally started to do the movie, he wanted to make like the whole thing silent and found that was just impossible to do. The audience would check out. So they've created a Shush version that is not only in black and white to make it more classic thriller feeling, but the sound mix just creates a whole different environment. I have not watched that yet because, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of the film when it was over, but I will. And one of the interesting things about the Shout Factory edition is you can watch the color version, the regular theatrical quote-unquote version, with the Shush audio mix. There's 4 audio mixes on the main movie. So that's something you almost never see. That if they put a director's cut or the mix is different on another disc or another version of the movie, it's not usually put on the original movie, but this is. You get 4 different mixes of the original movie, 2 of the original theatrical and 5.1 in Atmos, and then the Shush mix, which is different. I haven't sampled that, and I'm sorry. Maybe eventually I will, but I had to get a Halloween thing, and I watched this last night, so it was on top of mine. I think the acting is great. The cinematography is great. The music is great. The whole movie works. It just wasn't that scary to me, especially once we found out it was just a dude with a crossbow with a mumble mouth. But again, Woman in Peril movie, it's really well done. Probably your cup of tea. And if so, check it out. Hush is a great, really well-made thriller. It doesn't really feel like a Netflix film, although now knowing it, looking back, yeah, one location, very few actors, no special effects to speak of. Everything's done practically. There are some more killings in it than you think. There are some pretty shocking things in it too. I was kind of amazed at that. I don't want to sell it as a bad movie. Just I was a little disappointed compared to the other Mike Flanagan stuff. Probably give it a 3.5 to a 4 out of 5 if I had to review it that way. So check it out if you're so inclined. There is the regular 4K edition is on sale right now, or you can wait for the Steelbook. It comes out in about a week or two for about double the price. Check it out if you're so inclined. I'm talking about Hush from 2016. Scott, I'm ROCKFILE. More podcasts are on the way. Happy Halloween. Happy October. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a spectacular day.